Alrighty, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We had a little bit of a difficulty there, but we're going to get started here pretty soon. So we'll give folks a few minutes here to hop on and watch us. Of course, we always have these downloaded and up on YouTube and available for later too if you miss it and you want to hop on later. But we've got the recipe right there along with information on our land sale coming up here pretty soon on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. that you can join in or learn more about tonight. But we'll be starting here very shortly. So if you have any questions about the recipe or about land sales, feel free to chat those in. We'll be more than happy to answer them for you. The recipe link is right there in our post, along with information on land sales that are coming up here in the county and ones that we're actually doing right on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. So we've been getting a lot of interest from our one here this Wednesday. Looking forward to it. But we'll be starting here in just a few minutes, so feel free to hang in there, and hopefully you're enjoying your Monday evening. Hopefully it's been a good one for you. Mom just had to let Liberty out real quick, so I wanted to wait for her because you don't. Oh no, all good. You don't want to make her wait because she does not wait. I think that's a pretty fair thing to say.
And she has to go. She's got to go.
Yes. Yep. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We're making something really kind of unique and different, but something very, very easy. And yes, if you are stopping by our office tomorrow, we'll have a handful of these available for you. And Liberty wants to join in too. No, you can't. You can't help. Sorry. And we're also going to talk about land sales that the auditor's office is responsible for and does. So no, she's fine. She's fine. She'll be good. Also talk about land sales. So, Mom, what are we actually making?
So we're actually making. You want to tell them what we're making? Fried Mexican fried ice cream. 1 second. Come here. Let's see. I'll pick you up so you can see. Okay. So Mexican fried ice cream, and it's only 7 ingredients.
Very simple. Really
Very
easy, straightforward thing to make.
Quick and easy. The longest part is after you make it, you have to leave it in the freezer for 2 hours just to kind of reset. And
yep.
But if you've ever gone to Chi-Chi's, do you remember Chi-Chi's Mexican restaurant? Any Mexican restaurant has fried ice cream, but Chi-Chi's, I just recall that was like my first experience.
And this isn't really fried. We don't actually fry the ice cream like they would maybe, at a Mexican restaurant, for example. But it is very similar, and it's easy and really straightforward ingredients too. So feel free, like I said, to chat in questions as we go along. And then we'll also be talking about land sales. The auditor's office is responsible for vacant land sales and something called forfeited land sales in the state of Ohio. Something different than like sheriff sales with home foreclosures, things like that. So, Mom, what do we do first?
Okay, the first thing, which we already did, because it takes a...
Are you going to keep holding her? Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
We wanted to make sure it was cooled off
yes.
before we started. But you take corn flakes, cereal, you crush it up, and 3 cups of corn flakes, and then you put a half a stick of butter and 3/4 cup of sugar. And you just melt the butter in the fry pan. Once the sugar's kind of melted, then you put in the corn flakes, stir it up, get it a little bit crispy. You'll see when it starts to change colors, then it's done.
You're essentially kind of caramelizing that sugar and hardening the cornflakes, the cereal, to make that kind of like fried like taste there. So we've got you said 3/4 cup
So
of
3/4
cornflakes?
cup of
Okay.
sugar.
Of sugar. Oh.
3 cups.
Honestly, that looks like more than just 3/4 cup of cornflakes.
Yeah, 3 cups of cornflakes.
3 cups of cornflakes. Okay, that makes sense. What do we do with the cornflakes?
So
after
once
we fried them, we hardened them,
you
caramelized.
let it cool
yep.
off, and then you're going to put your muffin cups, just any kind of cupcake holders, muffin tin.
So the fried ice cream is actually in a muffin tin, which is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, and you could skip the muffin part and put it in like a 9 by 13 pan, but these are nice because they're individualized.
Yeah, so if you come to the office tomorrow, we'll have them in the freezer, and you can just grab one. You can either eat it out of the muffin tin, or you can just have a spoon, which makes it pretty easy as well. So, and like I said, with forfeited land sales, so remember, the auditor's office does vacant land sales, which are properties that don't have any structures on them, and they're back taxes. The treasurer's office has referred them over to the prosecutor's office for foreclosure, And we have the opportunity as the auditor's office to sell them, offer them twice for the back taxes. And sometimes people will buy them for back taxes, and there's an actual auction there. Most of the time, though, those properties go unsold and they become formally foreclosed, where essentially all of the liens or all of the amounts owed on the property, like taxes or special assessments, things like that, are wiped away, and we just offer them for $100. So yes, very cheap to start off, but it's a traditional auction, and I'll get to that, what it looks like. So we've had properties go for even $80,000, $90,000. It's a lot of cash. Okay, so you got the things in the tins.
So once you put the papers in the tin liner, or the tins, just get about a tablespoon of the crispy corn flakes and just put that in the bottom. Liberty.
She wants us to pay attention to her. That's okay.
The muffin cup. So this is like your base, and then we're going to put the ice cream part of it on top of this, and then we'll sprinkle more of this cornflake mixture over top of it. So
it's kind of like cheesecake, right? With like the cornbread. Yeah. I can do this if you want to hold it real quick again. So we'll keep filling these up. So these land sales, then, like I said, we offer them for $100 a piece starting off. And these are traditional sales in terms of auctions. We actually give out paddles. We have people that are there to bid. I actually serve as the auctioneer, which is kind of something fun. And we start off the bids at $100. Some of these properties, only one person can really use them or enjoy them, and so $100 is all that anyone wants to pay for them. Other ones, we've got in our land sale this Wednesday, we have about 88 different parcels that are available for sale. Yep. And one of them, for example, is a 10-acre piece of property in Windsor. So I'm going to anticipate that one's going to go for a lot, because not only is it buildable, but there's also a lot of timber on it. Right. We get a lot of Amish folks who attend our land sales too, and that's a prime area for them to go. Is this too much?
No, just a tablespoon's good.
Okay. Yeah. Some of the properties go for very little, and others go for quite a lot of money.
Where do you find most of the properties? Majority of them?
Yes, Sharon, she does want ice cream.
She does.
Yes. Instead, she just got a little more.
I just gave her more food.
More dinner. Oh, now she's all good. So these properties are all the delinquent properties that occur here in the county, and oftentimes, and I have a podcast out on our land sales as well. But oftentimes, this isn't us kicking grandma out of her home because she can't afford the taxes anymore. This is usually people who buy land to speculate, thinking the price is going to go up, or people thinking they're going to build at some point and don't, or people that have side lots but move away or die and have no heirs. Usually these properties are abandoned, they're forgotten about, they're just kind of vacant, no one's caring about them, and so our goal is to get the properties on the tax rolls to be used. And usually people build structures on the properties that we sell, they build homes, they may, they'll mow it, they'll use it, enjoy it. So it's a good thing all around when we turn these properties from delinquent into used and added to the tax rolls. Okay, so we just put all the corn flakes on the bottom of the tins.
So now we're going to get the ice cream part of it ready. So that's 1.7.
Oh, Kim, you did not miss Liberty.
What? She misses Liberty.
Yes, well, she just missed Liberty, barking a lot.
Barking.
So now she's enjoying dinner again. That's okay.
So it called for 1.75 quarts, but we only could find 1.5, 1.5, so it'll be just fine.
So you put the whole thing in a large container. You can also use like a traditional baking mixer as well. That might be easier, but we wanted to show you what this looked like all combined. So this is the actual kind of ice cream part of the dessert.
And it's important to have it out of the freezer for a little bit, maybe 15 minutes to kind of get it softened before you mix it. So with the ice cream then, we're going to put the Cool Whip also.
The whole container of Cool Whip?
Yeah, the whole container of Cool Whip.
Yep. So all of this and then a little bit of cinnamon.
Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And the best cinnamon is the Vietnamese cinnamon. The bulk sells it.
In Austinburg.
Yeah, I imagine other bulk type stores do, but it's the best.
So these properties then, you can actually see them on our website. We've had the link, I can track how many folks have visited our website to view just this link, and and the properties and the rules. We've had over 4,000 people view it. So these always get a lot of attention.
This is in person?
Yep. Only you have to be there in person. Doors open at 9 o'clock in the commissioner's meeting room. We start the auction at 10.
What if you really do have even 1,000 people?
Well, we don't. No, we won't have that many.
No?
We typically get about 150 to 200 people.
Wow, that's still a lot.
And anyone can come and bid. Just the rules are essentially you can't be delinquent on your taxes yourself. That's a big one, because we will find out. And you essentially just register just by giving us your driver's license that morning, and you write down essentially the name of what the property would go into, the name of the property. And let's say you can't go, but your brother can. He can go bid for you and put the property in your name. That's not a problem at all. So we just put the ice cream and the Cool Whip and the cinnamon
all together, and then you're going to just mix it all up. It'll become like a cake batter, and then it's ready to scoop into the muffin tins. Last time I did this, I used the stand mixer.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how this is.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
It looks good. This is a nice.
Oh my! It's like running away from you.
Yeah, this is a nice dessert for like summertime. Obviously, it's ice cream, but it also stays. It doesn't just melt right away.
Well, and it lasts. We've had it for about a week.
Yeah, you can freeze it and last for a week or more. And you don't have to do the tins. You can just put it right into a 9x13 pan. So it's kind of however you'd like to, for a picnic, for example, this could probably be a pretty good crowd pleaser. But feel free to chat in questions about land sales if you have them, or about the recipe too. Carol asked if I'm going to have tacos with this tomorrow, because it's Taco Tuesday.
We did that at work. We had tacos and made the fried ice cream.
I'm not going to have tacos, but we are doing a homestead education session tomorrow. So we will have that as an option for people, but not tacos. There is a Mexican restaurant in Jefferson, so you could go do that. I can't guarantee you though. This recipe makes 24. So can't guarantee how many we're going to have left and how long they're going to last. So just as a heads up.
You want to lick this?
Oh sure, I will. No. Yes, absolutely. That's good stuff. Yep.
You can taste the cinnamon.
Oh yeah, you can taste the cinnamon, and it's nice and fluffy because of the Cool Whip. Yeah, that's very good. So perfect for a warm day dessert. I highly recommend that. That's very good. So now we've made the kind of the filling, or the ice cream.
It's really like cake batter.
Yeah.
It's all mixed in, and
it almost reminds you of like a pumpkin pie, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
With the cinnamon.
Just thicker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you just put a scoop of each.
Yeah. So now you just grab a scoop of it, and however much you want to put in. If you want them to go more than 24, just make them smaller. Mm-hmm. You can even do probably mini cups.
Mini ones,
obviously.
Yeah, little bite-sized ones.
Bite-sized, yeah, really small.
So you just get there at 9ish or so. You register. We have folks that have never been to land sales before. We have some people that are professionals, and they come. One of the big requirements, like I said, you can't be delinquent yourself, or it can't go into the name of someone delinquent, or you can't, as the property owner, come in and buy the property back. You can pay the back taxes and you'll be fine. But also one of the rules is that we have to have payment in full by the end of the day.
Cool.
So for the $80,000 parcel, for example, they knew that ahead. They'd be pretty expensive. But we take cash, we take check, money order, all those different types of things. But we require payment. That way there's no delays, and that way we get you started right away, essentially, into the process. And after you win, we just give you a form with how you'd like the deed written out. If you want survivorship, if you want someone else on the deed. We do all the title work. We do all the transferring, the recording, everything like that. It's all taken care of in the court costs and the recording costs. And then essentially, it depends on time frames, but usually about 2 months or so. You then will get in the mail a copy of your deed, and you'll know then that it's been formally recorded, that's been transferred, and that's yours. So it's a pretty straightforward, easy process. Like I said, I don't believe that there are any properties tomorrow that have structure. Sometimes we have sold homes before, or we've sold properties that if it goes through a sheriff's sale twice, then it comes to our sale as well. Just like if it goes through.
Do another 10.
So, okay. I was gonna say that could just be.
Eat it.
That
This way you can share.
that could just be good for in a bowl itself. Yeah, go ahead and make another 10 then.
So how many houses lands did you say there are in the cell?
So we have about 88 or so parcels that are available for sale tomorrow. So now you're just putting those on top.
So you just sprinkle it on top. You could put almost like a whole tablespoon again, or however much you want on top. And then once you sprinkle it on top, then where's our honey? You could swirl it on it, or chocolate, or kind of do both. Do some of them chocolate and some of them honey on top of the cornflakes.
Okay.
And then you'll see the ice cream kind of gets a coating before you have a chance to put it in the freezer.
It becomes almost hard.
A little bit.
So just swirling. So
yeah.
Okay. So you're just kind of putting a little bit on top, not to cover it, but just kind of like little lines.
Yeah.
On top, and that adds kind of a nice top layer to solidify with the cornflakes on top. And you just want a little bit of the cornflakes on there. It looks like not too many. Nice variety. So yeah, with 88 parcels or lots that we're selling, a lot of them are in Roaming Shores. So
really?
A lot of So Roaming Shores is a unique one in that if you buy a vacant parcel there, you become a member of their association. And so that comes with a $1,000 new member fee and yearly fee, but then you also have to pay the water and the sewer, so the utility costs. So a lot of people have bought, not from us, but just in general, have bought properties in Roman Shores before and then have abandoned them. And that's why they stopped paying the taxes on them. That's why there's a lot of properties that come up for sales in our sales from Roman Shores. You know, speculators or anything like that. It's cheaper for them just to cut their losses because they don't decide they don't want to build, or whatever the case might be. We have other properties all across the county. So in Ashtabula City, in Conneaut, I think there's some in Geneva. There's some in, like I said, Windsor, Williamsfield area. So lots of variety to the properties that we have as well. And then the money actually goes towards. So here's an example of the sheet. You've got some covered in chocolate or honey, and then you kind of leave them out for a little bit.
Well, no. When you're done with it, then when we're done with all of them, we'll put them in the freezer.
Okay.
But you leave them for 2 hours at least in the freezer before they say they're ready to actually enjoy. So
just to harden up, and then you can, like we said, you can actually have these frozen for over over a week, even if you wanted to. They keep all this is just ice cream and a lot of sugar and Cool Whip and these toppings. So it does stay pretty nicely. But yeah, properties all over the county that we have available, and our delinquency rate. The county treasurer's been doing a great job at collecting delinquent taxes, at making sure that people are knowing that they have to pay, because we don't want to go through the headache and the process. It's not efficient for anyone to have foreclosures, to do sales, to go through all this process. We don't want any delinquencies, but when they happen, we want them to be taken care of as quickly as possible and move through the system. So the money that's raised at these sales, and we range in how much we actually bring in. We've brought in over $100,000 for each sale. This will be our fourth sale since I've been in office. But the money brought in actually goes essentially to cover some of the back losses, to the schools, to the townships, the cities. We try and make them as whole as possible. Because when people don't pay their taxes, those entities lose out a little bit. We factor in a certain percentage for when levies are calculated to make sure that they bring in a certain amount. So no one really wins when people don't pay their taxes, unfortunately. So do you want to do the last? I'll check and see if we have any questions here. Very easy, straightforward. No, Sharon, unfortunately, no lakefront properties. We did actually have one lakefront property, only one that I can remember. It was actually if you're familiar with Ashtabula Township, it was right off of 11 in Ashtabula Township on Lake Road to the right next to the Rare Cherry, the strip club up on the lake.
Oh,
there was a property there that we sold at a vacant land sale, small property, and we gave all the warnings that you couldn't build there, septic, all of that. Those properties, typically people make sure that they're either taken care of or that they're transferred or something else happens. Very rare do properties along the lake in Rubbing Shores or Lake Erie go up for a forfeited or a vacant land sale. So that's these ice creams in a quick nutshell. Very simple, easy to do. They're tasty. They last quite a while, and I think you'll find a lot of people really enjoy them.
It makes a lot.
Yeah.
Normally it's only made 24, but today we got a lot more.
And you can fill these up less, for example, or fill up with the cornflakes more and cover more so that you've got more ice cream to spread around. So a lot of different ways that you can actually make these too.
You can put a cherry on top.
Yep, you can put a cherry on top if you want, or whipped cream. But just a nice summery dessert that we hope you enjoy. If you have questions on the land sales, feel free to reach out. Our next one, like I said, is Wednesday at 10 a.m. at the county courthouse. You'll see pictures and information from it. You can go to our website, look up the rules, look up all the properties on our GIS map right now, and see those for yourself too. But we appreciate you spending some time with us. Sorry for some of the technical difficulties, but if you do make these, let us know. Tell us how you enjoyed them or what you may have done differently. Very easy, simple thing to enjoy.
Thank you. Have a good night. I'll take these to the freezer now.